Hi, welcome to Conservative Apologetics. Right now we're going to talk about the healthcare bill again. That seems to be the big buzz. Earlier today in the community in which I live, my son and I attended a rally outside of the offices of Congressman Chet Edwards. So yes, I live in the 17th District of Texas. And Congressman Edwards is refusing to meet with his constituents. He says, we'll do it over a telephone conference. Now, this is the latest tactics of the Democrats. Let's do it by telephone. Why? Because they don't really want to meet people face to face when they can't shut them up. You call it a telephone conference, people can be disconnected. They're being kicked off. Oops, gee, you got kicked off. Sorry. You can control the environment. They want to create an environment in which they can control the input of the American people. What they're really trying to do by these teleconferences is censor you. They don't want to meet you on your terms. They don't want to meet you on your turf. They want to sit safe in their little offices and talk to whomever they choose to talk to. Now, will these teleconferences have screeners? Will they have 1,000 people online and 1,000 people trying to talk? I don't think that's how it's going to work. I think they'll put individual people through to the congressman. So this is going to give them the opportunity to control who speaks to the congressman, who voices, or congresswoman, who voices an opinion, what opinion is voiced. This is nothing more than a sham. The Democrats are doing this to run away from the American people. They don't want to face the American people. They don't want to hear what you have to say. Why is that? Because they're elitists. They want to do what they want to do, regardless of what you think. Now, I don't buy for a minute that all of the outrage, all of the struggle, all of the junk that's going on in this country right now over this health care plan is orchestrated by some vast right-wing conspiracy, as Hillary Clinton would say. I don't buy it for a minute. Yes, there are groups who are organized against this. And guess what? That's the American way. We ought to be able to do that. What the Democrats are doing, Nancy Pelosi last week, or here just the other day, said that these people who are against the healthcare, who are disrupting the healthcare, means they're un-American. Now, how many times did people shout down President Bush and interrupt him when he'd be, trying to speak? They'd be rude. They'd interrupt him during speeches and think, I didn't hear them hailed as un-American. I heard them hailed as people who were exercising their right to free speech. Isn't it amazing how selective the Democrats are? Now, America, you've got to realize, these are the people you voted in. We voted in the Democratic Party. Not me, perhaps not you, but enough Americans did that they took over the House, they took over the Senate, and they took over the administrative branch. And now this is what we get. We get heavy-handed tactics when they don't want to hear what we say. We're insulting. We're insulted by them. We're told that we're un-American. We're told that we're uninformed and ill-educated, that we're rabble-rousers. We carry swastikas around. We're troublemakers. The swastika that Nancy Pelosi was talking about? Yes, there was a swastika. But it had a line through it. No fascism. In other words, they were saying, don't treat us like Adolf Hitler did with his people and with the brown shirts and all the thuggery. They're starting to bring in union members to shout down the people that come in who want to oppose health care. They're starting to bus in big union thugs to try to intimidate people. If you don't believe me, just go to YouTube. Other places here on YouTube and look it up. You'll see videos where it happens. But to them, that's okay. But for us to get up there and express our opinion and exercise our freedom of speech is somehow wrong. America, it's time to wake up and realize this is what we voted into power, and it's time to vote them out of power. In 2010, if you want this problem to disappear, if you want these heavy-handed thug tactics, President Obama, this isn't Chicago. You can't intimidate the American people. You can't intimidate us into silence. We will not be intimidated into silence. I don't care what you say. I don't care how many thug tactics you employ, Mr. President. You will not intimidate us into silence. Same for you, Nancy Pelosi. Same for you, Harry Reid. America, it's time to stand up. Flood the phone lines of your congressmen and your senators. Tell them you will not tolerate this plan. You will not tolerate budget deficits that are going to spiral out of control. You will not stand for the government dictating your health care. Because I'm telling you, America, it won't stop there. Because then when they get a hold of health care, then what they're going to do is they're going to say, you can eat this, you cannot eat this. You can do this, you cannot do this. You smoke, you're not going to be able to smoke anymore. Your alcohol is going to go away. All of these things are going to happen. Mark my word, you may say this is a conspiracy theory right now. But when the government gets in control of the purse strings, when they get in control of power, healthcare, and healthcare is the ultimate power that government can wield over you, they're going to begin to tell you what you can and can't do, how often you have to exercise, what you can and can't eat. You know, the adventures you can and can't do. Skydiving, things such as this, those are all going to become no-no lists. I'm telling you, America, when the government gets its hands on your health care, they're going to be able to control your entire life. Wake up. Say no to this. Let your voice be heard. Send letters. Send emails. Call. Go by your congressman or senator's local office. Let them know you will not stand for this. Thanks for watching Conservative Apologetics.